Good? So I'll tell you, somebody said to me, can you give a little talk about AI? And I said, sure. And the next thing I know, 800 people registered for it. So I hope this is good. I hope it's what you're looking for. We'll be doing another repeat of this in about an hour, but with a whole lot more demos. I'm going to turn it into a whole hour-long thing down in Hall C, and you'll find that in the program if you're interested in that. In a 20-minute talk, I'll talk a little bit about our philosophy around AI, what it is that we're doing, but there will be not a lot of time for demo. On the other hand, on the other side over there, you'll find a station which is for our Market Insights product, our Customer Service Insights product, our Virtual Agent product. All of those will have my coworkers at them, and they will be more than happy to tell you everything you want to know about those individual products. Okay, so let's get started. My name's Alex Saunders. I'm a two-time Microsoftie. I spent 14 years away doing something else and came back because I love the company so much. AI is actually the thing that got me into computer science in the first place. In the 70s, I was so fascinated by the things that were being done that I really wanted to work in computers for that reason. And so here we are, 70s, almost, it's 40 years later, and the stuff is finally becoming reality, which is amazing to me to see this stuff happening in my lifetime. Our vision as a company is around empowerment. We empower developers to be able to build great AI products. We empower organizations to be able to use AI to optimize their business processes. And ultimately, we also empower the end user. So you see AI cropping up in all kinds of our products that are targeted at the end user as well. Fundamentally, though, when you think about AI itself, there's an awful lot of talk in the market about it. We talk about the way that it has the ability to redefine work, the way that it has the ability to redefine so many aspects of our lives. It really is at this point starting to. But to quote, the science fiction author William Gibson, the future is already here. It's just unevenly distributed. Lots of different organizations doing interesting things with it, and it's being driven by, as James said this morning, the unification of data, compute, IoT, and finally the algorithms that are making this stuff possible. So you find AI cropping up in places like finance, where it's being used to predict futures around financial results. We use it ourselves to predict our own sales results rather than the traditional sales processing mechanisms. You find it showing up in predictive maintenance applications. For example, power networks, power grids are now starting to build out autonomous grids using AI that they can also use to predict outages and those kinds of things. But you also find it in the kinds of applications that we use on a day-to-day basis. The sorts of things that you saw earlier today with James in the room. So lots of AI happening. How many of you are actually implementing anywhere in your organizations at this point? A few? How many of you are aspiring to do that? Yeah, okay. And you're not unusual, Lots of people are looking at it and saying, this is going to change the world. There was a study that was put out by, I believe it was Gartner 2 years ago, and they said $2.1 trillion worth of value was going to change hands between organizations that deployed AI and those that didn't over the next 3 years. Now it's 3 years later. I think their prediction was maybe a little bit optimistic, but the fact remains that AI is giving organizations a fantastic leg up on their businesses. And yet at the same time, deployment is very, very slow. So 81% of executives believe it's going to be integral to the business in the next 2 years. 31% say it's on their agenda in the next 12 months. I think that sort of goes with the crowd that said it's aspirational to put their hands up. And something like 15% are just starting to use it now in the organization. And those experiments that we're seeing now, they're not usually large deployments. What they are is organizations taking small chunks, which is a great way to proceed, and starting to use AI in that way in their organizations. Now, the reasons why this is happening is really pretty simple. The technology itself is often aspirational. I had a conversation this morning with a gentleman that was about the ways that they could use AI in their organizations. And I had another one last night with another a gentleman that was also very similar. And in both cases, there's aspirational is the right way to think about it, because there isn't a great deal of understanding of what the technology can actually do. Many folks have this idea that we should be able to do things that are really not possible yet with artificial intelligence as the state of the art that it is now. And the other thing that's important here is that often these are built as add-ons. We talk about systems of record versus systems of intelligence, right? Data exists in your systems of records, and you're starting to build AI applications that sit on top of that and provide analytical capabilities or predictive capabilities on top of that. But really the place that you're gonna get the most benefit from it is when you start to integrate it into those day-to-day processes that you use all the time. Maintenance requires experts, data scientists. There's a certain level of expertise that's required in order to use AI in the traditional ways that we do it now. And then, of course, data sources. Many organizations, and Microsoft is amongst them, haven't fully rationalized the data estate at this point. So you're starting to look at disparate data sources and how do I bring those together? And signal can come from anywhere. It's not just the traditional data sources that you would ordinarily think about. And then, of course, just the difficulty of looking at change itself. So when we think about how our strategy here, it's really around three things. And one of them is bringing AI to the applications themselves, bringing AI to all the business processes in an organization, and then finally bringing it to every single employee. And every company's journey is going to be specific to that company. So we believe actually that adopting AI strategically is the right way to go, to think about how business processes can be impacted by it rather than looking at simply using it as an analytical tool. You'll hear the term digital transformation an awful lot. Everybody talks about it. And our vision is really about how do you transform that organization using artificial intelligence. And so that's the journey. Again, lots of companies will pick off a small piece to incubate it, and then they'll start to turn that into a transformation that they can apply to a single business processes, and finally what they'll do is they'll come up with a much deeper engagement around specific business processes that they're trying to automate. So let's drill a little bit deeper into some of these, right? What do we mean by bringing AI to business processes? And again, I've had a couple of interesting conversations recently where people have said to me, well, what can I do with it? And the reality is, that when you start to think about the things that AI does well, pattern matching, predictive work, language recognition, recognizing images and so on, I don't think there is a process anywhere in any organization that can't be impacted in some way. And the challenge really, whether it's a horizontal process or a vertical process, is in determining where to start and what to do with it. So, again, you'll see our Dynamics suite and the Power Platform pretty much targeted how can we impact individual horizontal business processes. And then our partners and our customers are now starting to dig into how do we impact specific vertical, industry-specific processes across the board. And that's again a place where the Microsoft partner ecosystem can come into play, because as a company we can't possibly have business expertise in every single industry. So those are the places where partners can really play as well. And then from an implementation perspective, it can be daunting to look at it. Again, we recommend you take a specific set of processes and you start to think about how you're going to impact that set of processes. And then we've got solutions that span the gamut for you. On the one hand, if time to market matters an awful lot for you, so we've got SaaS solutions in our Dynamics suites and our Power suites that let you get into market very, very quickly with them. AI accelerators are partially built applications that you can get off GitHub that we've built. And of course, you can go to the other end of it. If you've got data scientists in your organization, or you want to do custom data modeling, or you want to use pre-built components like image recognition components and so on, you can start to use those as well. And then you saw this morning with Wim on stage when he was starting to take some of those pre-built AI components and incorporate them into Power Apps directly. So now you can take a component like image recognition and train it specific to your application and then pop it directly into a Power App and deploy it that way. Very much about democratizing AI. And we've got numerous customers that have started to deploy these. I personally work on virtual agents a lot. Macy's is one of our customers. Macy's has done this in a way that lets them provide customer services directly on their Macys.com website. using a virtual agent, and it takes up a huge amount of volume of conversations that would otherwise be handled by human beings, including it is the tool that they use at various different times of the year in order to be able to handle the spike loads that come along at that point. 3 that I mentioned earlier that are new Dynamics products, Dynamics AI for sales, for customer service, and also market insights. The customer service components consist of customer service insights and a virtual agent. They're all in either preview or have just GA'd. So customer service insights, for instance, just GA'd, and it's in and the virtual agent component is in preview at this point. As I said, I don't have a lot of demos, but I will give you a quick peek at one of the things that we're doing with the customer service insights component. Hang on a second. First thing I have to do is stop this presentation. There we go. Sorry about that. Not the most elegant way to do this. I had intended to just flip it up, but here we are anyway. So, this is a tool that is for contact center managers. Any of you manage a contact center? Right? Okay. So, contact center managers, the good ones know what the volume drivers are in the contact center, right? You already know that stuff. You know what's causing the calls to come in and everything else. The challenge is that it's difficult to get a lot of granularity on what's happening there. And the reason why is, strategies that have been proposed in the past and used are things like having a taxonomy of different call types that agents can categorize the calls against, but it's still very difficult to get information. So typically, you'll know what the top volume drivers are, but not a whole lot more granular detail. So what we've done here is, on this side, this is embedded Power BI. It looks just like any other BI dashboard, right? Over here, what we've done is we've taken the 28,000 cases that are in the case logs associated with the contact center, and we've used natural language understanding to be able to understand what those cases are and then cluster them. So I can tell you that 12% of the cases are about applying a promo code. Again, if you're on top of what's going on in the contact center, you know this stuff. Where you're having trouble now is with the emerging topics. These are topics that have just popped up in the last little while. You would never see them, but the AI is flagging them and saying we've got clusters of these that are starting to pop up. And then once I've done that, what I can do with that is I can now start to drill in and I can start to apply standard BI to that kind of stuff. So now you'll see that any second now you'll see it. You can see that what we've done is we've taken that particular one about applying, no we haven't. There we go. We've drilled into it. We've got 3,370 cases that are associated with this one, 2,805 resolutions, escalations, and so on and so forth. And the theme through this entire product is new cases, we do similar sorts of things. Customer sat, we look for the particular cases that are driving the highest customer sat, either dissatisfaction or satisfaction components and resolutions and so on. I'm not going to give you any more detail on that. There's a 20-minute session on this later this afternoon, which will walk through it in a lot of detail. You can also get more details on it over at the booth that we've got set up. I will say that if you're interested in these, there are a number of different sessions that you should attend, and here they are. And thank you. I appreciate your time.